my friends to Merri Ella. Cheer up my friends, we'll make you smile. Hit like and subscribe, please do this now. Let's have some fun while we talk and share. Enjoy our show, we'll have a great time. Yay!
Hi everybody, guess where we are today? We're at the movies and we're going to do a movie review. Today's review is Are You There, God? It's me, Margaret. So we'll see you in a couple hours. Bye! Hi everyone and welcome to our movie premiere. This is Merri and Ella
With a look at the movies.
Oh yes, we just got home from the
Yes.
movies. So
What was the name of the show, Ella?
Well, it's the longest title ever, but it was really an enjoyable movie, and there were serious parts. The title is Are You There, God? It's me, Margaret, and that's one title.
That's right, it's very, very long.
But anyways, talking about the time, you know, the movie came out this past Friday, between April 28th, and the movie was an hour and 46 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And the director was Freeman Craig. And this movie is based on the book by Judy Blume.
Mm-hmm.
And it stars,
Mm-hmm.
the star of the show is Margaret, and her name is Abby Ryder Fortson.
Mm-hmm.
And Rachel McAdams, which I really like. I remember her from The Notebook. That was an excellent show. And she played the part of the mother. And the mother-in-law, Kathy Bates. And I think Ella liked Kathy Bates.
Well, Kathy Bates, she did a very good job with her role, and she looked so great that when we were watching the movie, I looked her up there I looked her up on Google. And I found out that she's already 74.
I remember the first movie I saw of her was when she was a nursemaid to James Bond, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Misery,
that's it.
It was Misery
Oh,
she
yes.
played in, yes.
Oh, wow. That was like a Friday 13th kind of movie.
She was scary. And
Halloween
as for us today, Ella
Yeah.
is wearing this headband because
Oh, yeah.
we're trying to be 70s, and I got the poofy hair, as you can
Yeah.
tell.
And Merri looks like the 70s, Nancy's mom. She had the poofy hair and the headband, and I'm trying to look more like Margaret, but older version over here.
There you go.
Margaret
So
may look
this
like
is
me
our
20 years
70s
from
look,
now.
as you could say. But we're 60. We're not
Oh, yeah.
70, everybody. Okay?
61 actually here. You're 61.
You're closer to 60 than you are 70. You're 60.
Yeah, 60
So,
and a half.
Anyway, so talking about the actresses,
Yeah.
what did you think about Abby, the girl who played Margaret?
Oh, I think that she was such a humble girl, and this is the first time that I saw.
Yeah, this is the
actress.
first time I did too.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's. I don't know. Maybe it's not her first movie, but to me, this is the first time
Yeah.
I saw
Yep,
her
yep.
in the movie.
Mhm.
I think that she did a terrific job.
She did a great job,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Rachel McAdams, the mom, did a great job too.
Mhm.
And Kathy Bates, I mean, she's fantastic. I just love her as an actress.
But you know who gave me the most laughs?
Who?
Nancy.
Nancy!
Nancy is just phenomenal. in that
Yes, you
movie.
know, this show, like I said, it's basically a show about adolescence, puberty, and just growing up, becoming a woman, entering into womanhood.
But the ending of it gets pretty serious.
It does.
And
It does.
Everything would have been hunky-dory if Sylvia, now that's Margaret's grandma, with whom she's
Kathy
very
Bates.
close, if she stayed, no, not Kathy Bates, Sylvia, oh yeah, Kathy Bates, yeah, of course. Oh, I said Sylvia, yeah. So everything would have been terrifically ended if Sylvia, Kathy Bates,
Yes.
Kathy Bates played Sylvia, if she just stayed in Florida. And then the reunion
Yeah.
with Barbara, that's Margaret's mom. The reunion would have been great with her parents.
Yes.
Mhm.
What happened was the plot of this show was basically a young girl, and she comes home from summer camp, and then she found out her family's moving. And she wasn't happy about that. And then from that point on, she started talking to God on a frequent basis.
Yes.
She didn't really have a faith because the father was Jewish, the mom was Christian, and
she was never exposed
she
to
was
any
never
religion.
exposed to religion.
Yeah.
She had to write a book report about religion, and so she was just trying to discover who she really was, about God and she was just trying to discover about God and what she should do. And
so she asked her grandma Sylvia
yes,
to accompany her to the temple.
Yes.
And then Nancy's parents were Christians, so she joined them to their church. She went with them to the Christian. Christian
and her friend too.
Wow.
She went to a Baptist church. She even went to confession.
Oh yeah, the Baptist church.
Yeah.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed that church, Mary.
It
Oh,
seemed pretty
that's
fun,
really
actually.
fun.
Seemed pretty fun,
Oh my
actually.
gosh.
So she was on a self-discovery, trying to discover about what she wanted to do, and along the way, there's the typical adolescence, teenage stuff, boys and getting your monthly visitor,
Yeah.
and they play spin the bottle, and it was just.
They made up some games that were pretty fun. I mean, even for that age group.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. They did. And so, did you like the plot?
Well, the plot is pretty much deals with religion more so than the ending. The ending is what the ending part, like probably the last quarter of the movie.
Yeah.
It
was funny the whole time,
Yes,
but toward
yes.
the end it was pretty
I
serious.
had so many laughs that, look at this, all my eyeliner came out. I was laughing so much that my eyes were getting teary and
I know.
Yeah, you were laughing too, Mary.
It was pretty good.
It's a comedy. I think it's a comedy that all of a sudden becomes really dramatic. Like it's comedy turned drama.
This movie, did it have a connection with you, and did the director do a good job in doing so?
I think he did. Well, what do you think, Mary?
I think very good, because it just brought me back to that time period when you're a young girl.
When you're young and you're just discovering things.
Yes.
And so, we all come from different backgrounds. Some of us come from religious backgrounds. Some of us come from somewhat religious backgrounds, and some come from backgrounds like Margaret.
Yep.
And where she was not exposed to
She was not
God
exposed.
or any religion.
What did you think of the characters, the cinematography, and the set design? It looked like 70-ish.
Oh, yes. Every so
70s.
often I would forget that it was the 1970 exactly.
Yes.
But the automobiles, the cars, reminded me right away that this movie took place in the 70s.
I thought they did a very good job with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminded me just like when I was a little kid, Think about that. When 1970, I was only 7 years old. Wow.
Yeah. But and I would say, but Mary, what was the funniest part? Because I already know where I laughed.
That's what I was going to ask you. What did you like the best about the movie? I like the part when, when girls get their monthly visitor, and they were buying things to help them in regards to that. You know what I mean, ladies. And they were very embarrassed. And they,
the older woman who was the cashier.
They were saying, "Oh, please don't let it be an older woman." Or, but it was a young guy, and the guy was like,
"Oh yes, apart."
So at the end, on top of everything, so they wouldn't feel embarrassed, they put some tax on top. So that
you notice that whenever Margaret prayed for something to happen, just the opposite happened.
It was the opposite. Poor Margaret.
But in the end, everything sort of fell into place.
Fell into place like it always does. I don't know if I should ask you this question. Did you have a favorite saying in the movie?
The favorite saying?
I don't know what to say.
Okay,
well, there's a funny saying that it's in the show, but
was it repeated quite often?
Well, the favorite saying, I guess I shouldn't say, but I'm going to somewhat say, and I guess you ladies would know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We must increase.
Yeah,
the
chest area.
There you go.
The chest area.
Exercising.
Exercising. Yes, but at the same time, they wanted to look like this model. So who knows? Maybe the model could have had some work surgery done.
Yes.
We don't know, but they show pretty much the face, so we don't know.
We don't know.
But that's what the girls wanted to look like. So there you go. They were exercising vigorously.
There you go. And I was going to say, was there conflict in the movie? And you mentioned it when Barbara, the mother-in-law, came to visit, and you get the two in-laws, and they had different,
Points of view with regard to religion.
yes, and that didn't go good. But at the end, everything worked out. Did the movie have your interest the whole time, or did you find the movie too long?
Oh no,
Or
I
was there a part you didn't like?
thoroughly enjoyed it. Even the adolescent part, where the girls were spinning. I enjoyed every part of it.
Yeah, it was really a good show.
I got a lot of laughs, and look at this, all of it. All my makeup came off.
And did you like the ending?
Yeah, it's kind of the ending. We will. This is not a movie that was based on true events, was it? I think it was.
I don't know. It was off a book. I know that. So
I'm not sure whether it was, and now that I think
if
about it.
anybody knows, put it in the
but I'm sure they
put in the
embellished it.
comment section of the video if this was true. I don't know. But
But it said 1970 only. I think that's what it is. Lately, I've been watching so many movies based on actual events like Miracles from Heaven and Heaven is for Real. Really terrific.
those are
movies.
wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful shows.
But it was really, I really enjoyed myself today, the movies, and I highly recommend this movie.
I was just gonna ask you.
Not for men though. Men would probably not find it. Though.
Men, it's a chick flick.
No,
really.
no. I think it's more for women and young girls.
Yes. And so the Rotten Tomato rating was 4.5 out of 5 stars. Talking about stars, you gotta make me some stars. If you watch that movie, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, everyone. And how many stars would you give it in your opinion? And would you recommend your movie? You just said you recommend
I would highly recommend it. Yeah, I
Well,
would
how
give it
many
4.5. Like
4.5. I would give it 4.5 also,
So
and
there
I
you
would
go. We agree
recommend
on
it.
this one.
Probably not for men, like you mentioned. It's really
some men who would, they would probably get a few laughs out of it too.
maybe they would.
Yeah, if they have a sense of humor, they will. But if they are serious, then I probably would not recommend for them to see
That's
this.
right. That's right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the movie review, and if you get a chance, go see the movie. You will enjoy.
Oh yeah, get
So-
some popcorn.
Yes,
Yeah,
and some
Coke
soda too. There
Yeah,
you go.
there we go.
So take care, and God bless, and remember, God loves you.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye. We are going to say, and we are going to see. Okay. And we are going to see, Are You There, God?
All right, why don't we do this over?
Do it over again.
Let's do it over.